Welcome to October's Wednesday meditation. I'm Molly McCandless. This is such a great night to do. It just happened to sync up to do this meditation on the new moon. So I thought, what a great night to be able to clear energy of something that you've been trying to work on, and maybe you've been stuck, or something that you just want to mock up, something that you want to create and you haven't been able to. So I've found that when I am able to make a creation or clear out an energy and send it out to the universe to manifest on a new moon, it either comes back bigger, faster, or more. So if I want to do client mock-ups on a new moon, then I end up being really busy afterwards. So new moon, whether you do this meditation or you listen to the replay of this on the next new moon, you'll have the resource. It's a real powerful evening to be doing this. Tonight, you're going to do, again, some healing work on a space or a creation. If you haven't been on this in this class before or this meditation, I walk you through every step. We get grounded, we release energies, we collect our energy back up, and then I'll walk you through creating your very own viewing screen, so how you can view the energy that we're going to be working tonight. If you've done this before, it'll just be, you'll already know the steps. If you don't understand, just follow along the best you can, and you can listen to the replay and work this again. And remember, this is a template. So just because we're doing this on this one specific topic of your choice, it doesn't mean that you can't go back and do this again for something else that you're trying to create. Okay, so we always start with getting grounded, which we'll do right now. So take a couple deep breaths and relax. Close your eyes. Tune into your body. From the base of your spine, and it's actually really your perineum, that's between your private parts. That's where your root chakra is, that small vibrating disc or your root chakra. That's really where you want to create that connection from that space into the center of the planet. So without overthinking it, if you already have a current grounding cord, release it, let it retract into the center of the planet. And then create the visual of a hollow tube, a giant tree trunk, something that's actually open and hollow that attaches at that point at the root chakra and flows down through all the layers of the planet and plugs into the crystalline core. And remember, when you create that grounding cord, it's always connected with some gravity to help pull the energies that you want to release out of your body and into the center of the planet. So whatever energies you want to release, once you have that grounding cord attached, gravity works with suction by about 35–40% to pull whatever energies out that you have an intention you want to release. You don't have to overthink it. You just have the intention. Those energies are releasing, and they will. Your grounding cord isn't the size of a drinking straw or even, an inch in diameter. I like to expand my grounding cord out to at least encompass my hips. So I'm sitting in it. And that gives it a much bigger space to release more energies more quickly. So tuning into your body, I want you to feel and have that sense of your grounding cord attached, kind of pull your energy back in around you. Your energy spreads out through the day. So if you imagine that your aura is like the egg-shaped bubble that sits about 2 feet around you on all sides, pull your aura in around you. And we'll start by releasing some energies out of your body. So a great one to start with is just stress. Think about the stress you've been under the past few days, the past few weeks, energies that you're just even maybe bombarded with. Tune into your body. Where are you holding on to stress? Allow gravity to pull it out of your body. down the grounding cord into the center of the planet where that energy gets recycled. Do you hold stress in your solar plexus, around your jaws, on your back? Wherever you're feeling stress, make sure that you have focus some attention on that space and allow it to release off of that actual part of your body. Release the energy of people in your space. That could be family, partners, co-workers, friends, people who've dumped energy on you. Go ahead and imagine either the energy of those people or actually see them in your space. It doesn't hurt them by shoving them or sending them down the grounding cord. So let gravity pull the energy of other people out of your space, down the grounding cord. I want you to release the energy of problems. Those could be problems, perceived problems that you feel like you're working through. They could be other people's problems that they put in your space for you to solve. So you could always ask, if you feel like you're working through some problems, is this even my energy? You get a percentage. Wow, 50% of the problems I think I'm working through is actually my bosses, my coworkers, my partners. When that energy gets intermixed, we really can't distinguish whether it's ours or someone else's. So it's really a great way to ask, is this even mine? What percentage is it? Whatever you see in your space, release it down the grounding cord. Release any energy of control. Control energy could be energy around other people, trying to control what you're doing, your decisions, trying to control you so that you will do things for them. You might even feel that a lot of times control, you might feel in your solar plexus, because that's kind of a space where you generate the energy to move forward. So oftentimes I'll see cords or control energy or people in the solar plexus, which is the space in your upper stomach below your ribs. So look in that space for any energy and release it. And then one more energy before we move forward onto something else is to release the energy of demands. And those could be demands you place on yourself, or again, others place on you. Demands from family, work demands. They can really come from anywhere. Tune in wherever you feel or know what the demands are, release them out of your body and your aura. Taking a couple deep breaths. Imagine now kind of bringing your awareness up into the center of your head. What I mean is if you had a line that went from your left ear through to your right, your third eye through the back of your head, that's the center of your head. And once you release these energies, it's a lot easier to find more neutrality because these energies are releasing, and to find even more neutrality, imagining that you can find those crosshairs in the center of your head. Left ear aligned from the left ear through to the right, third eye through the back of your head. Find that intersection, those crosshairs, and see if you can bring your awareness behind your eyes onto those crosshairs. And that way you'll have more neutrality to what you're working on here in a few minutes. Okay. I want you to collect your energy back up, because everywhere you go, we leave a little energy behind in places with people and projects at work, in future time in the form of worry, hope. So above your head, imagine you can create a nice big warm golden sun. And then think about where you've been, say the past week even. Errands, work, your car, your home, with people. You can imagine that your energy comes back to you and is directed into that sun. So I like to use the analogy, if you can remember what it looks like in an image of a genie, their energy as a vapor gets pulled back into the little genie bottle. Imagine that there's the golden sun above your head, and your energy comes back as a vapor, like the genie's energy going back into its magic lamp or its bottle. Your energy comes back in as a vapor into that sun, wherever you left it. So I'll give you a moment to collect up your energy and direct it into that sun. And if you haven't done this in a while, you may have a lot of energy that's really far out away from your body. We'll just do one of these right now, but I would go back and maybe collect up more energy, especially if you feel like you haven't been very grounded or in present time. That's the way to do it. Collect it back up into that sun, and then you bring that sun in through the top of your head and allow that energy to saturate all your cells and organs. So as it's filling in, you're saturating either from the top of your body down to your toes, or from your toes, saturating all that energy in your cells, your organs, to your fingertips, to the top of your head. You can even allow some of that energy to, I just see it as gold, but float down through the grounding cord. So then you're grounded from the center of the planet up to the top of your head. That's a really great way to make sure you're super grounded. All right, so tonight you are going to look at a space that you want to clear. How we're going to do this, and again, if it's new for you, just follow along the best that you can. You'll still receive benefit from this meditation, even if you're a little confused. Just by being in the class or on the meditation tonight, you'll have some benefits from it, and then you can listen to the replay and work it again. So in order to view energy or what you want to work on, you need a space to view it. Like you need a computer screen to look at energy on your computer, or information on your computer, or a movie screen to watch a movie. About a foot in front of your head, I want you to create your very own private movie screen. It can be like 12 inches tall, maybe a foot by a foot. If it's white, it's easier to view energy. So if you make a white blank viewing or movie screen, you can have a border. And to the base of that screen, I want you to create like a hollow tube or a pipe, which really is a grounding cord. So it just plugs into the base of that viewing screen and goes through the layers of the planet and plugs into the crystalline core. And that will hold your viewing screen in place. And if you're using this, this symbol that you're going to be creating to clear something out of your personal space, know that whatever you work on your screen out in front of you translates to releasing energy off of your physical body. It's really nice sometimes to use a screen because you can get further away from your body, more neutrality. You can see what you're working, and it's a lot harder to see it when you're just closing your eyes and trying to feel it in your body. You can work the pictures on your screen in front of you. So imagine on the screen that you make the image of a clear rose. Just a clear rose, you to the base of the rose or the stem, you make a grounding cord that plugs into the core of the planet. By grounding the rose, it not only holds it in place, but the energies that you're going to look at in the rose, this will give the rose, that symbol, the energy you're looking at, a way to release down the grounding cord into the center of the planet. So what I'm calling out for you to release will release off that picture on your screen, down the symbol that you just made of a grounding cord into the planet. So looking at that rose, I want you to have the intention that that rose holds the energy of the thing that you want to look at tonight, that you want to clear a space or around something that you've been trying to manifest into your life. So have the thought that some of that energy flows into that rose. It's like if you took a pinch of salt and put it in, into something that you are creating. It's like you take a pinch of that energy and you put it into the rose. And as you do that, you'll probably see the rose start to develop some colors. It might have some texture to it. What you're really looking for is the highest, brightest color or colors that represent that space. For an example, if you were trying to mock up a car, that rose might be illuminated in maybe the color of the car you're trying to manifest into your life. If it's a space like a career or health or a new job, it might take on a whole different color. So you're looking for the highest, brightest color, but if you're seeing darker textures and energies or blobs or sticky, gooey stuff, that's energies that are affecting your creation or affecting that space. So I'll call out some energies for you to look for specifically to direct down the grounding cord. But when you take an overall look right now, if you see any darker textures or colors, I want you to just basically silently inside yourself, looking at that screen and that rose, say hello to the dark textures and colors, or colors and textures you know don't belong, they don't feel right, and just say hello to them and allow them to release down the grounding cord on the rose. And I'm going to call out some specific energies I'd like you to look at or look for. And then I'll give you some time at the end to look for some energies that you know might be specifically in this space. So as I call it the energy of destroy energy, it could be somebody that doesn't want you to create what you're creating, or when you created it, there was some disbelief or somehow some destroy energy got into that space. So you're going to look in that rose for the energy of destroy, and that might show up as a texture or a color, or you might just sense it's there and release it down the grounding cord. I'll keep moving forward with this. You can always go back and work this again if that wasn't enough time. I want you to look for the energy of you can't have it. Sometimes when you're creating something big or you have some blocks around creating something, maybe even from your childhood, somebody didn't want you to have it, or siblings, any energy that is like, you can't have that, what you're creating, or you can't have that healing, or you can't have that job. Look for a texture and color and direct it down the grounding cord on the rose. Okay, I want you to look for the energy of doubt. You might have a sense, where did the doubt come in? Is it doubt that you've held on for a long time? Is it doubt about your ability to create? Doubt that you can actually create something that big? Remember, it's no more difficult to create a parking space as it is to create the car that you park in that space. It's just the level of your ability to feel like you deserve it or that you can create it. So look for the energy of doubt and let it go all the way down the grounding cord to the center of the planet. Okay, I want you to look for energy around fear. And that fear could be about not getting it just as much as it could be about actually getting it. Like, wow, like I actually might be able to create this. And then there's the fear. So if it was like around a job, then, oh my gosh, what if I get it, then what? Or it really could be anything. So look for the energy of fear in a texture or color and release it. You know, when I mention any of these energies, the fear could, or any of the energies like fear, it may be deeply seated again. So if you go back to work this again, think about at what point did that fear come in my life? And if you can get kind of to the root picture, release that, because that will help shift energy quickly if you can find the picture that it's really attached to. Okay, I want you to look for the energy of judgments. Judgments are the killer of dreams and creations. So when you tell somebody about what you're creating and all it takes is that person to say, well, why would you want that? Or, well, that's a big thing to ask for, or you really think you can get that or create that? All it takes is a day or so, and then you'll start to doubt what you're creating, and then it's just blown up. It's like handing everything you want to create to somebody in a box, and then they throw the box in the trash because they don't really care. But they threw a judgment at that, at your creation, and it can destroy it. So judgments, release it. And I want you to also look in the space for people. People, family, people and their demands, whatever that looks like to you. There's usually some usual suspects. They could be friends, partners, co-workers, bosses. And then there could be the collective consciousness of the planet that you're, tuning into, of their fears and worries or not being able to have. There's a lot of fear right now about the future. So look for people and send them right down the grounding cord, kind of like a slip and slide. Let them slide right down the grounding cord on that rose. And I'll give you a moment, in just a moment here, to look for any other energies might be in this space around what you're trying to create a healing on, or what you're trying to mock up. But I want you to look for the energy and release competition. So if it's around a job or it could be anything, but look for the energy of competition. It could be energy of competition from siblings who don't want you to create something bigger than what they think they can create. So there could be some competition really coming from anywhere. So look for that energy and release it. Okay, now I'm going to give you about a minute, and I want you to tune into what you have a sense or a knowingness around foreign energy or something that's been affecting your creation or your healing of a space. So I'll give you about a minute to release any energies, and then we'll go on to filling it in with some positive energy. Okay, I'll let you finish up releasing any other energies. Okay, good job, everyone. Take a couple deep breaths, keeping your awareness in the center of your head. It's really easy to drop down into your lower body. So try and bring your awareness back up into the center of your head. We're going to reset this space to some higher vibrations. So if you look at that rose, and if you saw an original color that it likes to be set at, it could be more than one color. See if you can get that color to expand in that rose. If not, you can always just set it at gold. So expanding those high vibrational colors into that space. I'm going to give you a moment to add some of the details that you would like in this space. So if it were around health, you would put some specific details around your health or your medical care or some healing, finding the right doctors at the right time. If it was around a job, then you could put the details of what you're looking for in a job. If it was, again, not that anybody's looking for a car, but if somebody were to buy a car, you'd put the details of the what you want in the car. If it's a work situation, start adding some energies that you need a helpful person, maybe an assistant, or there's some synchronicity, or that your workload gets lightened. Whatever that is for you, I'm going to give you about a minute to put the details of what you want to create or the outcome to be in this space. It's all got to be positive. Anything you put in there, only frame it in positive ways. Only what you want, never put in what you don't want. So I'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, let you wrap up putting the details in. And now we're going to raise the energy of the space even more. So imagine above that rose on your screen, I want you to create the image of a nice big warm golden sun. And we're going to add some energies into this space just to raise the vibration of what your creation is. You could put, well, let me add this too, which I forgot to tell you to do into the rose, but you can do it in the sun. If there's a date that you want this thing to manifest by, or this healing to happen, or a job to come in, or if it doesn't really need a date, then you can skip that. But the date would, putting in your contact information or a date by this day, at this time, this year, this month, sooner. So by, October blank, 5 p.m., 2021 or sooner, this or something greater. So go ahead and either put that energy into that rose, or you can just put it directly into the sun. And then into that sun, add energies like gratitude, helpful people, synchronicity. You can see them as just intentions floating into that sun. You can see them as words written in gold. Helpful people, grace and ease. Maybe you need some humor and amusement, some neutrality. If it's not right, you don't have to put it in there, but I want you to fill that golden sun above the rose in with just really high vibrational things. Again, like gratitude, love, knowingness, synchronicity. So give you a moment to fill that sun in with energies. And also add that this is a win-win and for the highest and best good for all involved. When you make it a win-win, that is allowing even more energy to develop around this space, because it's not about just taking, it's a win for you, and it's a win for the other people that it will affect, make that positive ripple. Okay, bring that sun in through the top of the rose and let that rose saturate in with all those high vibrational energies. And then in order to release it out into the universe, you can imagine you have a golden pair of scissors, and you just imagine cutting the grounding cord with the scissors. Like you're cutting that stem, you just cut the grounding cord or the stem of the rose and allow that rose to float out into the center of the universe to manifest into form. And this is a very simple version of creating energy, what I call mock-ups. I will have a class on that in the beginning of the year. This is a very simple version of it, but it's still powerful. Okay, I want you to now tune back into your body, create a large, warm, golden sun above your own head. And think about some energies that you want to sit in for the rest of the month. Like if your mock-up comes back to you, how do you want to receive it? What energy do you want to be in? Maybe enthusiasm, gratitude, validation would be a good one. So imagine above the sun above your head, put some energies in there, maybe validation, gratitude, enthusiasm. If you have a busy month, maybe it's focused attention, helpful people. So fill the sun up, because remember, whatever you add into that sun and eventually bring that sun in through your body, your energy is going to match that. You're going to vibrate that out into your aura, and that's what people will feel. So that's a great attractor of energy, is whatever you put into that sun, positive vibrations, fill it in, fill it up. Then bring that sun in through the top of your head and saturate all your cells and organs. You can let some of that energy even float out of you into your aura, that egg-shaped bubble that sits about 2 feet around you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come out of trance. And I want to thank you all for being in this meditation on the new moon. It's very exciting. And I'll send out the YouTube link so you can watch the replay if you like. And if you don't want to wait longer, if you haven't received the replay, then shoot me a text or email and let me know. But I want to thank you all. Have a successful month ahead.